And now we're previewing the Group 1 Tats Tiara, and what a great race it is for the mares over the 1400, and running in it is Midsummer Music. Now, while we get into it, Larry, there's one down the bottom here called Soft Sand. You trialled this horse, it looked ultra impressive at Deagon. What did you make of its trial?
Yeah, look, she trialled very well at Deagon. They've had a bit of an interrupted preparation because they were looking to trial and they were cancelled a couple of times and then obviously postponed to last Thursday. It was only a 3-horse trial. She sat at the back and absolutely brained them. I rounded them up and just gave her a nice click up the last furlong. I think she won by about 10. Yeah. She then went to Doomben and trialled on Tuesday. She sat third, just got a little bit keen, and I got her to come back underneath me, come to the outside, and I give her a good click up the last furlong, and very impressive, and felt absolutely fantastic on the Tuesday, and had improved from the Thursday to the Tuesday, so she's got a definite chance.
I like that sort of talk, Larry, speaking very confident there. Probably a shame that you're not riding her.
Yeah, look, I would love to be on her. Damien Oliver's riding her, so good luck to him, but he's drawn 16, I've drawn 15.
You keep him out in the car park, he'll be lining up at the council chambers paying the parking bills. There'll be dollar hour parking. Ben, Midsummer Music, what do you make of her?
Oh, punters tipped her last start. Hopefully you all got some, not this time. 57 kilos, Benny Mellum, gate 18, not for me. First one I put a line through.
Yeah, Ben Mellum, he'll get lost at Eagle Farm, I reckon, out there.
No disrespect to Benny Mellum whatsoever. No. I just think the jockey change with the barrier and the 57 kilos are against her.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how many times he's ridden at Eagle Farm either. Larry, you're riding one here, Miss Keepsake.
Yeah, look, she's won at the track, and she's got form behind More Joyous. Form's probably tapered off the last couple of starts, but look, she's got a definite chance. Just needs to get a bit of luck from that alley too.
Ben, Divorces?
Yeah, Divorces, I think she needs to be put in for sure. Snowden, I noticed McAvoy's riding Forfeiture. My confidence wanes a little bit based on that, but he's drawn out in the car parks, Kieran, so I think Divorces certainly needs to be included.
Now the big question is, Larry, will the winner come from the form line of the Stradbroke?
Yeah, look, possibly. There was a couple very, very good runs in the Stradbroke, and obviously the winner, but I think a couple of the horses, the beaten runners, their runs are very good, like a horse like Shopaholic. Yeah. Got across a crossing very awkwardly, but finished off very strongly.
Yeah, no, I like Shopaholic, but right after we're going to Wattle Brae Stud, where I catch up with Ian Brady, we're going to take a look at the Stradbroke. We're going to have a look at a few of the runners in that race, and we're going to find you plenty of winners. But right now, we're going to cross to Ian Brady at a Wattle Brae Stud, where we catch up with stallion Court Command. I'm with stud manager of Wattle Brae Stud, Ian Brady, and welcome to racing in Queensland, Ian.
Thank you very much, Jesse. Welcome to Wattle Brae Stud.
Mate, it's great to have you on the show. Now, we're just looking at the stallion here on screen, Court Command, a son of Commands. He's having quite a bit of success at the moment. Can you tell us a bit about him?
Yeah, we can. He's a very good racehorse. He won over the $1 million in prize money. He is one of these unique animals where he served a season at stud. We took a gamble, we put him back into work, and he was a Group 3 winner in Brisbane during the Winter Carnival, won the Darley Sprint over 1,350 metres, and came back to stud and has already made an immediate impact. He's had two two-year-old winners already this season as a first season sire, and he had those 2 winners before the beginning of November 2011, so we're pretty stoked. He's got a big future ahead of him, we believe, and some of the reports about his horses out there are very encouraging, and they might not all be early 2-year-olds, but the few that we are seeing have got potential to be extremely good 2-year-olds.
Out in the middle in front, getting clear. Bart Cummings is going to win the Guineas. It's Wonderful World coming away, and Wonderful World a length and a half of the run home. Excites gets up to run second. Court Command third, and Brave third.
Rubric was next, and Barate coming down the outside, but inside the 200, and Court Command is going great guns. Well clear from Antidotes, and further back behind them, Chigway and Barate, and he's shaken up late Court Command. Now he sits up, and he takes out the Stan Fox from him. On Gold Edition, who's flat. Then Diego Garcia, Mentality wider out, but Court Command is going to lead all the way in the Golden Rose, and Court Command wins it in a blanket finish for the Miners.
They're definitely showing potential on the track there. There's a good one that looks like a big chance of winning the Magic Millions 2-year-old race.
Yeah, that's correct, Jess. Little Critter, he's trained by Tony McAvoy at Angaston in South Australia. Tony used to be David Hayes' foreman and was a very successful trainer himself at the moment. And Little Critter is from a very, very good old mare called Gotha. Now, Gotha's had 10 foals to race for 10 winners, and I think all of us who are breeders would just love to have a broodmare like her. And we've only just yesterday done the final scan on Gotha, back in foal to Court Command for her 11th foal that she'll be carrying, and she's just a grand mare.
A grand mare, that's for sure. Now, how many mares would Court Command cover this season?
This season, as of yesterday, he's bred 82 mares. For this current climate, it's extremely good. He's covered some beautiful mares this year, with Gotha being one of his standout mares. A lovely mare, one of the real blue hand mares of Queensland breeding, in a girl called Huntington Girl, who is owned by the Reeves family from Stanthorpe. Huntington Girls gave us Kebar Knights and Arimathea, Grouse Lane, all stakes horses. So we're really thrilled to have a mare like Huntington Girl in foal to Court Command.
Well, Ian, thank you for joining us on Racing in Queensland, and I'm sure you'll join us again in the not so near future.
Thank you very much, Jesse. Would be more than happy to come back on.
On Gold Edition, who's flat, then Diego Garcia, Mentality wider out, but Court Command is going to lead all the way in the Golden Rose, and Court Command wins it in a blanket finish for the Miners.
Yeah, Court Command there, he had a big winner on Saturday up at Hong Kong there. He won a $100,000 race, and he's on fire there. Now we're going to review the Stradbroke and a few of these runners that are running in the Tiara, raced in the Stradbroke. Horses like Vienna Miss, Shopaholic, Midsummer Music, and there's a few others running in it. But the horse I'm really interested in here is Shopaholic. Take a look at her. She's in the white with the green sleeves. She's running about last on screen, and she gets behind the pack and she runs. She finishes at the top of the second pack. Let's have a look at the highlights of the Stradbroke.
Inside, Buffering came at them, Tiger Tease, Sea Sirens trying to pick up, and Midsummer Music is next, Pinwheel down the outside, Buffering hit the lead, 200 metres to go, Midsummer Music coming at them, Temple of Boom, and Pinwheel down the outside, Buffering and Midsummer, Night Music the leader, but Midsummer Music fought on, Midsummer Music's taken the lead from Buffering, draws away, Midsummer Music from either Buffering or Happy Zero.
What a big run. There was a few big runs there, and Shopaholic. Larry, you rode in the race, and you mentioned earlier in the show that she skipped at the 600 crossing. What did you make of her run?
Yeah, it's not so much the crossing, it's where the old crossing was at Eagle Farm, and she sort of, there is a slight deviation when you get to it. It's a bit of a drop the other side, and some horses sort of do a bit of a skip, and she didn't negotiate it very well, and possibly even hung out and lost considerable amount of ground. And turning for home, she was a clear last, and I thought her run was terrific, and she's got to be very, very hard to beat.
There's two big factors in Shopaholic's favour this week. One, it's her second look at Eagle Farm, and two, it's her third run back from a spell. Danny O'Brien, I'm sure, will have her cherry ripe.
Yeah, no, Ben, you saw the race there. Is your selection coming out of the Stradbroke?
No, as always, punters will look far and wide. I'm going to put the Ricky Stewart, Laurie Daly owned Emmeline on top. Birchley Collis worry me, and I think from the gate 3, it's going to get a beautiful run. She can finish very strongly, this mare, filly, sorry. And I'm going to put her on top, soft stand. It's going to be back last and absolutely rattling home. I'm going to put Sistine Angel in. I go back to a $10,000 run. She's going to have her, well, she'll be cherry ripe for this. And Bonnie Mac was a very, very encouraging run last start. Don't worry about the 9 beside its name. She'll be running home resolutely. And I think looking at that replay, you're going to have to find some room for Shopaholic somewhere too.
Yeah, no, I've taking a look at that run. I've got Shopaholic on top. I think she's a good bet. With Dee Dunn aboard, the 55, she's had 5 starts at the distance for two wins and a third. I think everything's going in her favour. She's a Group 1 winner, and she's all for me. I like her, and I think she's a great each way bet. I'm putting in number 3, Larry Cassidy's Mountain Miss Keepsake. Larry, I think this horse has got a big chance. It's only beaten 2 lengths behind More Joyous in the Group 1 Queen of the Turf, and I think that's great form for this race. And you know, Joe Pride's horses are firing, and I think your only query is barrier 15, but I'm sure you'll be able to get her across. And punters out there, I think this race is going to be a real rough and tumble race. You know, it's the last Group 1 of the season, and it's a $500,000 race, and you know, every jockey's going to be, you know, be almost worth doing 3 weeks for 25 grand. So they could be racing at the creek again.
Yeah,
bring back racing at the creek.
I think you're 100% right. There's going to be 18 horses in it, and I think realistically all of them have got a chance. We didn't touch on risk aversion for Muncie. If the speed's on, she'll be rattling home. Belmont's out of form. Gay's Choice won impressively at Ipswich. David Pfeiffer trained, and interestingly enough, Torio's Quest is leaving Brett Partelli and going to David Pfeiffer's. Yeah, no, it's going to be a great race, and I've got Shopaholic on top. I think she's the best bet of the program. Just quickly, Ben, other bets for the program? Yeah, I like one you're on, Larry. I think the 5th hole can win, and win convincingly in the first. Don't worry about the weight, don't worry about the barrier. Get on the bunny, Larry, and get him home. And then I think we can back up a couple of races later. Skating on Ice, she was off the bit in the eyeliner, and she'll go well. Yeah, no, that's right. Well, I just want to say that brings us to an end of another season of racing in Queensland. I want to say thanks to our supporters at the Brisbane Racing Club and Racing Queensland, and Prue Reid and Darren Condon, Kevin Dixon. And thanks to all our guests who joined us during the season. We've got Robbie Heathcote, Alan Thomas, Tom Magnier, and a few of the strappers, and Kevin Seymour as well. It's been a great show, and Larry, thanks for joining us for another season.
Pleasure as always, Jess.
I hope you come back for a 4th season.
I'm sure I will.
And Ben, welcome. It's been great having you for the 3rd season, and you're looking forward to a 4th one.
Most certainly. And Jess, you also need to be congratulated doing the editing and the filming and putting it all together yourself. If anyone from the Brisbane Racing Club's watching, please look after Jessie in the future seasons.
No, well, hopefully we can do things. And thanks to our crew here at Bris 31. You know, we've got Vin there, and Dan and Shane and all the rest of the crew. They've been great. So that brings us to another end of racing in Queensland. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you in December for the Magic Millions in the summer season. I'm Jesse McDonald, I'm your host. Thanks for joining us, and bye for now.
I can see him going on winning better races than this.
Here, number 6, Mental. He is from the Darley Yard. I think this horse is something special.
Punters, I suggested fantastic little fortnight ago. I thought he ran home resolutely. He's got his hoof on the till.
Excited about the carnival coming up. He's got horses like Buffering, Warham, Solzhenitsyn coming up, so I think that's probably one of the bets of the day as well tomorrow.
Who was that?
In the Class 6 plate, Solzhenitsyn. So.
There's in no particular order: Seek and Find, Excelentes, Gundy, Sun and Rocker. If I can give you a roughie, punters, this horse has got duck eggs beside its name, but fantastic blue for Paul Nolan.
I think Seaside, like Larry mentioned, with Jim Cassidy on board, it's got all the credentials here. 3-year-old filly that's in flying form by Fastnet Rock. Going 1 for down, big odds, 100 to 1. I think it might be start 150 to 1. Hume from the Brian Smith stable. I like him on top.
I'm going to put Midsummer Music on top. Moody for Nolan, just at the price. There's going to be a heap of speed. Gate 7, she might get a suck run.
And Pinwheel down the outside. Buffering and Midsummer. Night Music the leader, but Midsummer Music fought on. Midsummer Music's taken the lead from Buffering, draws away. Midsummer Music from either Buffering or Happy Zero.
Myself here, I like number 3, Happy Zero at 70 to 1 from the John Hawke stable. You know, you're going to run second last, third last and fourth last.
What's going to win it, Jess? What's going to win it?
Now, I like number 2 here, Brambles. I can't go past him. And I tell you what, getting on that big track at Eagle Farm, when horses roll, he might do a Rogue here.
Essentials out deep on the track, but it's Brambles running to the lead of the line the first time. But Brambles is the leader. Going to the next corner at the 1,000 like he did in the Grand Prix at Doomben. He's hurtling around the top corner of the track and he's 3 clear. Brambles a length in front. Quintessential can't get there, and Brambles will lead all of the way. A great win of the day.